Hi everybody, this is Kevin Purcell with Gotta Be Mobile and Notebooks.com, and today I want to show you the Lenovo N20p Chromebook. This is an 11.6-inch touchscreen Chromebook. It's running a Bay Trail Intel Celeron processor, and it only has 2 gigabytes of RAM. But the thing that makes this Chromebook stand out is the touchscreen. As you can see, it's got a fairly nicely responsive touch screen on it, and because of this hinge, it will also run in tent mode. And then if you like, you'll notice that it has some feet here on the top of the hinge so that you can also put the Chromebook keyboard side down, and this allows you to use it in this stand mode and enjoy using the touch screen. When you put it in touchscreen mode, the multi-window switch key that is normally on the top center of the Chromebook keyboard is down here in the corner so that you can easily switch between open windows. Most people are going to be using this in basic laptop mode. As an 11.6-inch laptop, it's a little bit wider than most, but that's also because it's got a wider bezel around the edges. I sort of wish that they had made the screen bigger or the computer a little bit smaller, but one of the benefits of this extra wide screen is that you do get an excellent Lenovo keyboard. Lenovo has a reputation for having really good quality keyboards, and the same is true for this one. Typing on it was really a pleasure. The trackpad is decent. It's better than most. And unfortunately, the screen on this device is not as good as it could have been. Yes, it does have a touch screen, but it's a little bit dim and washed out. It's a 1366 by 768, which is a little bit low, but probably right for a smaller size screen. But unfortunately, you have to run it at a higher brightness than you might normally. We like to try to run things at about 50 to 60% in order to get the best battery life. Unfortunately, this one you're going to have to pump it more to 75 to 85% in order to see it under most lighting conditions. I'm in a normal lighting situation indoors, and you can see that there's a great deal of reflectivity on this screen. In fact, if I put it up in that way, you can almost see, if this was a darker screen, you can see that it's almost a mirror, even on a medium brightness background. Here we get a full-size SD card slot, the power indicator light, and a USB 2.0 port. A very large hinge along the back that allows you to put it in that tent mode. Over here on this side, we get the power connector. Notice it doesn't have a standard circular connector. It's got a rectangular shaped one. There's a USB 3.0 port, and unfortunately we only get a micro HDMI output port next to the combo headphone microphone jack. That's kind of an annoyance. You're going to have to get either a special cable or buy a dongle adapter, which can get a little bit annoying. On the bottom of the computer, nothing really special to speak of. The performance on this machine is a little bit lacking because of the slower processor, and also because of the fact that it only runs with 2 gigabytes of RAM. I wish computer makers would go ahead and give us 4 gigabytes standard on Chromebooks. They really need it. Sometimes you can get by if you only run a few tabs at a time, but on this Chromebook, if you got over about 3 tabs, you're going to notice a definite slowdown. Alright, so notice that I'm running about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tabs. I've also got 3 different windows going at one time, and things are moving reasonably fast, but still here we haven't even finished loading these tabs. Get into Google Chrome. You'll notice that I am scrolling up and down, and it's really not performing very well on Google+. Google Ops Docs is finally loading. I'm on a relatively fast connection. These tabs will load pretty quickly when they're the only one, but unfortunately with a whole bunch of tabs at once, it really does slow things down quite a bit. I'd say the Lenovo N20p is a decent Chromebook. It's priced at $329. That puts it in range with the Acer C720p, which is another 11.6-inch touchscreen Chromebook. The Acer has a faster processor. It has the same amount of RAM. The screens on them are pretty comparable, about the same quality screen, similar in touch capability. So this one's slightly cheaper. I think the Lenovo retails for $350, but you can, or the Acer rather, retails for $350, but you can find it around online for cheaper than that. I would say between these two, if you're prioritizing a better keyboard, then go with this Lenovo. If you want a slightly faster Chromebook, then go with the Acer, which has the Intel Haswell processor. Also, if you need longer battery life, the Acer might be a better choice for you. This feels like a better system. It's got a little bit better quality hardware. There is a lot of give in this top here. If you push down on it, you can feel it, but that's not going to be a big a problem. So I'm pleased with it. I think it's a decent Chromebook. I think buyers will be happy, especially if they've never used any other Chromebooks before. They'll be pleased with this one. I'm not as big a fan of the 11.6-inch model, but for all the 11.6-inch models that I've used and tested up to this point, this is going to be probably one of the three best that's available right now. Despite the slower processor, a little bit less battery life, not quite as good a performance, and of course the screen isn't anywhere near as good as the HP Chromebook 11, but that one doesn't have the touchscreen capability that this one does. My conclusion, I would say this is a buy if you're looking for a $330 touchscreen Chromebook and want a great keyboard. This is really definitely a serious option, but make sure you take a look at the Acer C720p before you do hit purchase.